Your cat has been trying to tell you something every single day, and the moment you understand what it is, you will never look at your cat the same way again. Most owners think cats are independent, self-sufficient, that they don't really need you the way a dog would. That's the story we've been told, and it is almost completely wrong. The gap between what your cat needs and what they're actually getting is silently eroding the bond your cat is quietly, patiently trying to build with you. Stay until the end. Because the last point is the one that will genuinely change how you see your cat forever. Welcome to Cat's Minds. If you love your cat and want to truly understand them, subscribe right now. Let's get into it. 1. Letting your cat initiate contact. Here is the mistake almost every cat owner makes, and they make it out of love. They reach for their cat, they pick them up, they pull them into a lap, they go to the cat, and every single time they do that, they are accidentally teaching their cat something they never intended to teach them. Cats are not pack animals. They are solitary hunters by biology, and they did not co-evolve with humans the way dogs did. Their domestication happened on entirely different terms. Cats chose proximity to humans over thousands of years, not because they needed a leader, but because the arrangement was worth something to them. That distinction matters more than most people realize. What it means in practice is this: a cat's trust is not a given, it is a negotiation, and the currency of that negotiation is control. A 2020 study published in Scientific Reports found that cats approached by humans actually showed more sustained, affiliative behavior, more rubbing, more proximity seeking, more prolonged engagement, when the human waited for the cat to make first contact rather than reaching toward them. The cats who were given control stayed longer. They came back more. Think about what that means. You are not getting less contact by waiting. You are getting more. And you are getting something else, too. Something the data can't fully capture. You are getting contact that your cat chose. And a cat who chooses you over and over with no pressure and no obligation is telling you something that a cat who merely tolerates being held never can. Let them come to you. The wait is worth everything. 2. Understanding what your cat's slow blink is actually saying. You have probably heard that a slow blink from your cat means they love you. That is mostly true. But the full picture is more remarkable than that, and most owners are only getting half of it. A study published in Scientific Reports, one that made headlines across the world in 2020, confirmed what many cat owners had long suspected. Cats not only respond positively to humans who slow blink at them, they are significantly more likely to approach a stranger who slow blinks than one who holds a neutral expression. But here is the part that gets left out of every viral post about this. The slow blink is not just an expression of contentment, it is a deliberate act of vulnerability. In the animal world, closing your eyes in the presence of another creature is a statement. It says, I am not watching for threats right now. I am not on guard. I do not need to be, because you are here. It is the same reason your cat sleeps with their belly exposed near you, and the same reason they press their face against yours with their eyes half closed. When your cat slow blinks at you, they are not just feeling comfortable. They are making a choice to lower their defenses in front of you. And when you slow, blink back slowly with soft eyes and relaxed features, you are answering in the only language that crosses every barrier between your species. Try it today, not as a trick, as a conversation. 3. Respecting your cat's office hours. Does your cat have times of day when they seek you out and times when they seem to vanish into another dimension entirely? Does it sometimes feel random, even inconsiderate? It isn't random, and it has nothing to do with how much your cat cares about you. Cats are crepuscular. That is a word that means their biology peaks at dawn and dusk, the optimal hunting windows for the small prey they evolved to catch. Their nervous system is not built for sustained social engagement across a full human waking day. It is built for bursts, alert and active, then deeply, completely rested, then alert again. This is not indifference. This is physiology. A study published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats living in environments where their natural activity rhythms were disrupted through enforced interaction or environmental overstimulation during rest phases showed measurably elevated chronic stress markers. The cats weren't being aloof, they were being overwhelmed. Here is what this means for your relationship. When your cat retreats, they are not retreating from you. They are retreating into themselves the way every healthy creature needs to. And when you allow that retreat fully, no calling, no following, no sitting next to them just to be near them, you are doing something that most owners never do. You You are telling your cat, I understand you. I don't need you to perform for me. The cats who are most affectionate, most engaged, most consistently present with their owners are almost always the cats whose owners have learned to follow this rhythm instead of fighting it. Meet your cat where they are, the rest follows. 4. Giving your cat something to hunt. When was the last time you watched your cat go completely still, pupils dilated, weight shifted to their haunches, tail tip twitching, locked in on something across the room? That state, that specific, ancient, fully alive state, is not something your cat experiences often enough, and the absence of it is quietly doing real damage. Indoor cats carry the full biological inheritance of a solitary predator: the stalk, the pounce, the catch. That entire sequence is not acute behavior, it is a neurological need. And when it goes unmet, that predatory energy does not simply disappear. It finds somewhere else to go. Research published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that indoor cats with insufficient predatory play outlets showed significantly elevated rates of anxiety, redirected aggression, and what researchers described as chronic understimulation, a state that looks, behaviorally, remarkably similar to depression. These are not difficult cats. They are unfulfilled cats. So what does real play look like? It looks like a wand toy that moves like prey, low and erratic, pausing, hiding behind furniture, accelerating without warning. It looks like you actually moving it, actually engaged, not dragging it listlessly along the floor while you watch television. It looks like a hunt that builds: the stalk, the leap, the catch, and then a cool down, a treat, a moment of stillness that lets your cat's nervous system register. I did it. I caught it. I am capable. That sequence, the full arc of it, is not entertainment to your cat. It is identity. It is the experience that tells their brain who they are. And when you are the one who provides it every single day, your cat doesn't just see playtime. They see you as the person who understands them at the most fundamental level possible. Stay with me. Because point 5 is something your cat does every day that almost everyone misreads entirely. 5, learning the difference between leave me alone and I need something. Cats communicate constantly. Not loudly, not obviously, but constantly. And most owners are fluent in maybe 10% of what their cat is actually saying. Here's a quick masterclass in the signals that matter most. The tail tells you almost everything. Tail straight up. Your cat is happy, confident, approaching in a good mood. That upright tail with a slight curl at the tip is the equivalent of a wave. Tail puffed, fear, or overstimulation, back off immediately. Tail tucked low, stress. Tail lashing slowly, deliberately. Your cat is working something out and does not want interruption. The ears tell you the rest. Forward and relaxed, content, rotated to the side, alert, listening, processing, flattened back, frightened, or overstimulated. That last one is important. Flattened ears during petting is not aggression. It is a request to stop, delivered quietly before the cat has to escalate. A study published in Animal Cognition found that cats living with owners who were more accurate at reading feline body language showed lower chronic stress hormone levels and more frequent voluntary social behavior. The cats didn't change, the owners did, and the cats responded, "Your cat has been speaking this language your entire relationship. The question is whether you've been listening. Start today." 6. Talking to your cat like they can actually hear you. Do you narrate your day to your cat? Greet them when you walk through the door? Say their name just because you feel like it? If you do, you are doing something far more powerful than you probably realize. If you don't, start today. A 2022 study from researchers in Budapest used brain imaging technology to measure how cats responded to their owner's voice versus a stranger's. What they found was remarkable. Cats' brains responded differently, more strongly in regions associated with emotional salience, to their owner's voice, even when the words were identical. Your voice is not background noise to your cat. It is a signal that their brain has been tracking and mapping for the entire time you've lived together. And here is what the research on tone showed. When owners spoke in a warm, higher-pitched register, the kind of voice people naturally use with babies and animals without thinking about it, cats showed immediate physiological signs of relaxation. Muscles released, eyes softened, breathing slowed. When the same owner spoke in a flat, distracted tone, that relaxation response did not appear. Your cat cannot understand your words, but they understand everything about how you say them. Every time you come home and greet them like their presence actually matters, every time you whisper something to them while they sleep beside you, you are reaching directly into their nervous system and saying everything is safe. I'm here. No supplement, no pheromone diffuser, no anxiety product can replicate what your voice does when it carries real warmth. And the beautiful thing is, your cat already knows the difference. They have always known. The question is whether you'll be consistent enough for them to count on it. 7. Never punishing your cat. This one needs to be said directly because the science on it is not ambiguous, and yet the behavior persists everywhere. Squirting your cat with water, hissing at them, clapping near them, yelling their name. These are not training tools. They are relationship destroyers. And the research is unequivocal on this. A study published in Scientific Reports in 2021 found that cats trained using aversive methods, punishment, negative reinforcement, anything designed to cause discomfort or startle, showed significantly higher rates of stress behaviors, reduced voluntary interaction with their owner, and what the researchers described as a measurable deterioration in the human-cat bond compared to cats trained with positive reinforcement only. Here is what is actually happening when you punish your cat. Your cat does not connect the punishment to the behavior the way we assume they do. They are not thinking, I scratched the couch, and that's why this happened. They are thinking, something bad happened and this person was nearby. Over time, that association accumulates. The person becomes slightly less safe. The home becomes slightly less predictable. The cat becomes slightly more withdrawn. You never wanted that, but it happened anyway, one squirt bottle at a time. The alternative is not permissiveness. It is redirection. It is making the behavior you want more rewarding than the behavior you don't. It is understanding why the behavior is happening. Because a cat who scratches furniture is a cat who needs to scratch, not a cat who is misbehaving, and meeting that need in a way that works for both of you. Your cat is not trying to frustrate you, they are trying to be a cat. That is your job to understand, not theirs to suppress. 8. Staying completely still when your cat chooses to sleep on you. You know the moment. You sit down and your cat, without being called, without being placed there, entirely of their own choosing, walks over, circles once, kneads briefly, and settles their full weight against your legs or onto your chest. Your arm goes numb. You cannot reach your phone. You do not move. Most people treat this as a minor inconvenience with a cute story attached, but what is actually happening in that moment is one of the most profound acts of communication one living creature can offer another. Sleep is the single most vulnerable state any animal can enter. Defenses down, awareness offline, complete inability to detect or respond to threats. In the wild, a cat would not sleep pressed against another creature unless something deep in their biology had decided, not guessed, decided, that this creature would not harm them while they were helpless. Cats are solitary by nature. They did not evolve to sleep in piles. They did not evolve to need another body next to theirs, which means when your cat chooses to sleep touching you, that choice carries a weight that a social animal's equivalent simply does not. They are not seeking warmth. They are not defaulting to habit. They are making a declaration out of every surface, every corner, every safe spot available to me. I have chosen you. You are the safest place I know. And every time you stay still, every time you let your arm go numb and your show go unwatched and just let them be there, you are answering that declaration with one of your own. Think back to everything we covered, the contact you let them initiate, the slow blinks you exchanged, the rhythms you respected, the hunts you made real, the signals you learned to read, the voice you softened, the patience you kept even when it was inconvenient. Every one of those things was a deposit. And when your cat presses their body against yours and closes their eyes, that is the moment the account comes full circle. That is trust made physical. That is not just a nap. It was never just a nap. It was everything you built together, arriving all at once. If this video changed the way you see your cat, share it with someone who deserves to know this. Subscribe to Feline Mind. We're here every week helping you understand the animal who, out of all the places in the world they could have chosen, chose to spend their one life with you. They deserve to be understood, and so do you.